Here's something most traders never realize. The real battle isn't with the market, it's with yourself. After analyzing thousands of trading accounts, one pattern emerges with crystal clarity. Success in trading has almost nothing to do with intelligence, strategy, or market knowledge. It's entirely about mastering your own psychology. Think about it. Every single trade you make triggers a war inside your brain. Your limbic system, that ancient survival mechanism, doesn't care about your carefully calculated probabilities. When a position moves against you, your body responds as if you're facing a physical threat. Your amygdala lights up, stress hormones surge. And here's the kicker. Your prefrontal cortex, the rational decision-making center, essentially shuts down. This explains why brilliant people make terrible trades under pressure. It's not about IQ, it's about biology fighting against logic. Let me tell you about someone who learned this the hard way.
A former NASA engineer, someone whose job literally involved rocket science, shared his most devastating trading experience.
He had built a systematic strategy that performed beautifully for 2 years. Clear entry and exit rules, thoroughly back-tested data, everything by the book. Then came one volatile week. After 3 consecutive losses, something shifted. He watched himself abandon his position sizing rules. 4th trade, he doubled his usual size. 5th trade, he tripled it. By week's end, 6 months of consistent profits had evaporated. A rocket scientist defeated by his caveman brain. This is the uncomfortable truth. Discipline feels unnatural because it goes against millions of years of evolutionary programming. But here's the good news. The professionals who win consistently have learned to work with their psychology, not fight it. They've transformed discipline from a conscious struggle into an automatic habit. Now, let's discuss the most boring, most critical topic in all of trading: risk management and position sizing. I know this isn't the flashy content you see plastered across social media, no shocked faces or red arrows here, but this unsexy topic is literally what separates wealth builders from the 80% who lose money. Professional traders obsess over risk-adjusted returns, not absolute returns. They track something called the Sharpe ratio, which measures return per unit of risk. Here's a perspective shift. Earning 15% annually with 8% drawdowns beats earning 20% with 40% drawdowns. Even though the second number looks bigger, the first approach builds lasting wealth. Now here's the mathematical reality that should terrify you. Lose 50% of your capital and you need 100% gain just to break even. Lose 75%, you need 300% to recover. Lose 90%, you need 900% to get back to where you started. This is why institutions are absolutely fanatical about drawdown control. Every trade is sized based on portfolio heat, correlation exposure, and maximum acceptable loss. They're playing an entirely different game than retail traders who size positions based on gut feeling or how much they made last week. Here's where most traders sabotage themselves: maintaining consistent position sizing after wins. When you're up 20% for the month, every instinct screams at you to press harder. You feel invincible. You feel like you've cracked the code. This is precisely when disciplined risk management becomes most critical, and it's precisely when most traders abandon it. The professionals I know often reduce their position sizes after big wins, not increase them. Why? Because they understand that hot streaks for statistical variance, not skill improvement. The market has a way of humbling anyone who gets too confident. They'd rather sacrifice potential upside to protect capital from the inevitable cold streak. Let's clarify something about trading psychology. It's not about eliminating emotions. That's an oversimplification that misses the entire point. Emotions are information. Fear signals risk. Greed indicates opportunity. The skill isn't suppressing these feelings, it's interpreting and responding to them appropriately. Professional traders develop emotional awareness without emotional reactivity. They feel the fear when positions move against them, but they don't let fear override their exit strategy. They experience greed when trades run in their favor, but they stick to their profit-taking plan. This emotional regulation is built through repetition and systematic process. It's why successful traders are fanatical about their pre-market routines, journaling, and post-trade analysis. These aren't just good habits, they're psychological training protocols. The goal isn't emotional numbness. That's actually counterproductive because emotions provide valuable information. The goal is creating enough psychological distance between stimulus and response that you can execute your plan regardless of how you feel in the moment.
Here's where discipline really pays dividends, in the mathematics of compounding. Small edges executed consistently over time produce extraordinary results. But this requires something most traders lack: patience. Retail trading culture celebrates home runs, the 500% day, the account doubling trade, the wild speculation that pays off. But professional trading is about base hits. It's about grinding out consistent returns while managing downside risk. When you have the discipline to execute your edge repeatedly, taking every setup that meets your criteria, managing risk consistently, avoiding revenge trading, you allow the law of large numbers to work in your favor. Your win rate stabilizes, your risk-reward ratios become predictable, your returns compound. The traders who blow up are usually swinging for home runs on every pitch. They overtrade, overleverage, and eventually hit the losing streak that wipes them out. The traders who build wealth play for consistent singles and doubles. Here's a crucial distinction. Discipline isn't willpower. Willpower is finite and unreliable. Discipline is system designed. It's creating processes that make good decisions automatic and bad decisions difficult. Professional trading operations run on checklists, not intuition. Before entering a trade, there's a systematic evaluation. Does this meet our criteria? What's our risk-reward ratio? How does this fit with portfolio exposure? Where's our stop loss? Where's our profit target? This systematic approach removes discretionary decision-making from the emotional moment. By the time you're looking at an entry signal, the hard decisions have already been made during your calm analytical planning phase. This same systematic approach applies to trade management. Your profit-taking strategy isn't decided in real time while watching P&L fluctuations. It's predetermined based on technical levels, volatility expectations, and risk management rules. This is why successful traders are often described as boring. They're not making exciting intuitive calls in the heat of battle. They're mechanically executing predetermined plans with robotic consistency. Most traders start reactive. They see a stock moving and jump on it. They read a headline and make an immediate emotional trade. They feel FOMO watching others profit and chase whatever's hot. This reactive approach keeps them perpetually behind the market, like trying to catch a bus that's already left. The evolution toward disciplined trading involves becoming proactive. Instead of reacting to price action, you're positioning for probable scenarios. Instead of being surprised by volatility, you're prepared for it. Instead of panicking during drawdowns, you're executing your recovery protocols. This shift from reactive to proactive is fundamentally about developing systems that account for uncertainty. You can't predict what the market will do, but you can prepare for what you'll do in various market scenarios. The discipline to prepare for multiple outcomes and execute the appropriate response based on what actually unfolds is what allows professionals to profit in any market environment. They're not trying to predict the future, they're preparing for multiple possible futures. The most successful traders treat psychology as seriously as they treat analysis. They understand that mindset work isn't soft science. It's the hardest part of the business and the most important. This means regular self-assessment, asking tough questions. What emotional patterns am I noticing? Where is my discipline breaking down? What situations consistently trigger my worst decisions? Am I executing my plan or just reacting to my P&L? It means building resilience through mental preparation. Before markets open, professional traders engage in what sports psychologists call mental rehearsal. They visualize various scenarios. What will I do if this trade goes against me immediately? How will I respond if I have a big winner early? What's my plan if today becomes a high volatility, news-driven environment? This isn't New Age thinking. It's the same technique used by Olympic athletes, Navy SEALs, and emergency room surgeons. By mentally rehearsing high-stress scenarios when you're calm and rational, you're literally creating neural pathways that make appropriate responses more automatic when those scenarios actually occur. Most importantly, it means developing recovery protocols for when things go wrong, because they will. How do you handle a string of losses? What's your process for regaining confidence after a major drawdown? How do you prevent one bad trade from becoming 5? The traders who last aren't the ones who never make mistakes. They're the ones who have systematic approaches for dealing with mistakes when they happen.
Here's the mental shift that changes everything. Measuring success by process execution, not by P&L. This sounds counterintuitive, but it's absolutely critical for long-term success. When you tie your self-worth to individual trade outcomes, you create a psychological environment where discipline becomes impossible. Good trades that lose money feel like failures. Bad trades that make money feel like successes. Your feedback loop gets completely distorted. Professional traders celebrate perfect execution of losing trades. They're disappointed by sloppy execution of winning trades. This process-focused mindset allows them to continuously improve without getting emotionally hijacked by short-term results. The discipline to maintain this perspective, especially during losing streaks, is what allows institutional traders to compound returns over decades. They understand that individual trades are just data points in a much larger statistical sample. One of the most important and least discussed aspects of trading psychology is understanding your personal relationship with risk. This isn't just about how much money you can afford to lose, it's about how much emotional capital you can risk without compromising your decision-making ability. Everyone has a different psychological tolerance for drawdown. Some traders can watch their account drop 20% without losing sleep. Others start making irrational decisions after a 5% decline. Neither response is right or wrong, but you absolutely must know which type you are and size your risk accordingly. Here's the crucial insight. Your psychological comfort zone matters more than your financial comfort zone. If you're risking so much that losses cause physical stress, sleepless nights, relationship tension, or inability to focus on other life aspects, you've already violated the first rule of sustainable trading. I learned this lesson the hard way early in my career. I calculated that I could afford to risk 10% of my account on a high-conviction trade. Mathematically, it made sense. I had a few months of living expenses saved, stable income from other sources, and a positive expected value strategy. But when that trade moved against me and I was facing an 8% account drawdown, I discovered something about myself. I couldn't sleep. I checked the position every few minutes. I was irritable with my family. I was compromising my decision-making in other life areas. The position size that was financially appropriate was psychologically inappropriate for me. I learned that my optimal risk per trade wasn't determined by my bank account. It was determined by my stress tolerance. This self-awareness is crucial because it affects every aspect of your trading. If you're constantly operating outside your psychological comfort zone, you'll eventually make emotional decisions that destroy your edge. The discipline to trade within your comfort zone, even if it means giving up some theoretical profit, is what allows for long-term consistency. How many times have you given back your profits after a big winning streak? Success breeds overconfidence. You start believing you can predict the market better than you actually can. You start taking larger risks because you're on fire. You start trading outside your proven setups because everything you touch turns to gold. The discipline to maintain your process during hot streaks is just as important as maintaining it during cold streaks. Professional traders often reduce their position sizes after big wins, not increase them. This seems counterintuitive. Why not press your advantage when you're hot? Because they understand that hot streaks are statistical variance, not permanent skill improvement. They know that overconfidence after wins leads to the same poor decisions as desperation after losses. The pattern is incredibly common. Big wins lead to overconfidence. Overconfidence leads to increased risk-taking. Increased risk-taking eventually leads to big losses. It's a psychological trap that catches even experienced traders. The discipline to treat wins and losses with equal emotional neutrality is perhaps the highest level of trading psychology. It's what allows truly elite traders to compound returns over decades without blowing up. They understand that both wins and losses are just data points in a larger statistical sample, and they don't let either distract them from executing the process.
Most people approach trading like buying a lottery ticket. They're looking for the big score that changes everything overnight. They want to turn 10,000 into 100,000 in 6 months. They're attracted to stories of day traders making thousands in a single session. Professional traders approach trading like building a business. It's about creating systems, managing risk, building relationships, and playing for longevity. It's about compound growth over years and decades, not explosive growth over weeks and months. This long-term perspective fundamentally changes how you think about individual trades. When you're building a 20-year track record, no single trade matters that much. A bad day doesn't derail your career. A good day doesn't make you successful. This reduces the emotional intensity around each decision and makes discipline easier to maintain. The discipline to focus on process improvement rather than short-term profits is what separates career traders from gamblers. It's why institutional traders often have modest daily P&L targets but exceptional long-term returns. They're not trying to get rich quick, they're trying to get rich reliably. Building this long-term mindset requires accepting that trading success is measured in years and decades, not days and weeks. It's perhaps the most difficult psychological adjustment for new traders because it requires patience in a culture that celebrates instant gratification. But here's the payoff. When you start thinking in decades instead of days, your decision-making becomes incredibly clear. Risky trades that might pay off spectacularly in the short term become obviously bad decisions when viewed through a long-term lens. Conservative risk management that seems to limit short-term profits becomes obviously necessary when you're trying to compound wealth over 20 years. Understood. Let me be completely direct. Discipline isn't just important in trading. It's everything. Strategy gets you to the table, but discipline determines whether you leave with the chips or leave broke. The market is the ultimate teacher of human psychology. It will find every weakness in your mental game and exploit it ruthlessly. But it also rewards those who can maintain consistency under pressure. The discipline to stick to proven processes, manage risks systematically, and execute without emotional interference is the only sustainable edge in this business. Every successful trader I know has a different approach to markets. Some are trend followers, others are mean reversion traders, some use complex algorithms, others rely on simple price action. But they all share one trait: unwavering discipline in their execution. The question isn't whether you have a profitable strategy, the question is whether you have the psychological framework to execute that strategy consistently over thousands of trades through multiple market cycles, despite inevitable periods of doubt and drawdown. That framework is built through discipline. And discipline, practiced consistently over time, becomes the edge that compounds into extraordinary results. The choice is simple. You can keep searching for the perfect strategy, or you can start building the perfect mindset. One is a fantasy that leads to nowhere, the other is a skill that leads to financial freedom. The market is waiting,